All right, we are live and I'm getting an echo. Just a slight echo. Do you hear that, Steve?
I do, but I've been hearing an echo since you started, so.
Very interesting. Well, this is the first ever, wow, I'm getting static too.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
So this is the first ever Google Hangout on Air that is not coming from Google Plus, but is coming from YouTube Live. And I don't like that audio crackling at all. That happened right when I went live, right? Steve? Okay, Steve's not listening. I'm talking to myself. I don't know what that is. That is, you guys hearing the crackling? Steve, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you and I still hear the crackling.
Okay, let's hear whether we hear it on playback. Because I would hear that purely. You might still hear the crackling. Let me try this. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast from... Okay, it was a test recording anyway. Let me listen. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast from... I am still hearing crackling. Where is that coming from? Did it, Steve, it seemed to start right when I went live, didn't it?
I think so. So some feedback is Kevin hears the crackling on IceCast. Nick says he hears it sounds like you're typing, which she isn't. Denise says she doesn't hear it, but it's kind of subtle. You'd have to either have headphones on or pretty good speakers, I think.
You know, I'm not hearing it when you're talking.
Yeah, I just hear it when you talk.
All right, let me screw up my audio. I'm going to, where did it go? I'm going to kill audio hijack and bring it back up.
Okay.
Actually, at the very least, I could do this.
Okay, we've lost your audio.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I just stopped and restarted the...
That sounds great.
Live.
This is the sound I'm used to.
An audio hijack. Okay, so that other problem went away too that you said was echoey?
Yes.
Very interesting. Ada's typing in the background. Oh, good. Sybil, the nutcase is here. Crackling Rosie by Neil Diamond. Much richer sound. Okay, well, go figure. That'll be a great, great part of the introduction here. Let's see. Should I do that reading first, Steve? I think I will. I'll do the reading first.
The reading.
If you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Not the unboxing. Oh. Okay.
Okay. In the words of Gonzo in in the Muppet Christmas Carol, you are such an idiot. Okay. Well, so much for that. All right. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to do the recording first. Maybe nobody got it when you wrecked it. Okay, here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Macintosh bias. Today is Sunday, August 21st, not 21st. Try that again. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Macintosh bias. Today is Sunday, August 21st, 2016, and this is show number 589. Well, the creation of the live show is a lot of work, but it's something that gives both Steve and me great pleasure. The audio podcasts are by far the most downloaded thing we do at Podfeet Productions, but the live show is still a lot of fun. We've seen friendships grow amongst the attendees that go far beyond the live audience discussions. We've made friends of ourselves, of course, and I think the audience really enjoys when things go horribly wrong. I think it's like when you go to a car race, you really do hope nothing goes wrong, but a spectacular crash where the driver walks away unharmed, it's still pretty cool. Well, last week on the show, I had a weird audio problem where the live audience and I could hear Steve in the Hangout on air. The live audience and Steve could hear live audio from playback in my audio recording software called Amadeus Pro, and they could hear my voice, and so everybody could hear me too. But the minute I turned on the streaming to the live audience through the purely audio, not video feed, I couldn't hear anything at all. It would make it just a little bit difficult for me to edit the audio show that way, right? Well, before I tell you the next part, I want to give a shout out to Dan, also known as Dan VA3ETS in the live chat room, for being the one who actually helped me solve my audio problem this week. He's been a champ in helping me a lot with Amadeus Pro, and this time it was actually something I had done wrong in Loopback. Well, anyway, when something like this happens and I have to spend time diagnosing it, I'll often share my screen and noodle the problem out loud with the audience in the chat room. The audience has a term for this. They call it watching the sausage get made. Well, probably one of the longest standing members of the live audience with the best overall attendance record is Kevin Alder, also known as Big in Virginia. He is also the self-avowed wingman to Steve. Well, this week, he sent us a little present. He sent, get ready for it, a sausage maker. Okay, technically it's a meat grinder, but it says right on the front that you can make sausage with it. Now, it's just this kind of dedication to quality and seriousness that makes the Nosella Castaways the best audience in the world. I'm willing to bet some serious money that no other podcaster has ever been shipped a sausage grinder by a listener. If you came to the live show, you'll know that, of course, I did a live unboxing. All right, Kevin. Here we go. Here it comes. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with this. Here it is. You'll notice that it says, what does it say on the front there? Wait, that's the French side. I was looking at it in the mirrored reflection going, how come I can't read backwards? Meat grinder, sausage stuffer.
Emphasis on the sausage stuffer.
Now, how much did it cost to ship this? Listen when I set it down. Okay.
You're going to disrupt the live show there.
All right. Let's see.
Change the color in your camera when that happened.
Did it really? Maybe it did. Okay, let me cut the box open here. We'll there's a little note on the top. It says, Allison and Steve, this should help with all the sausage making on the show. Kevin.
And there's a lot.
All right. Let's see. What am I going to do with a sausage maker?
You're going to make more sausage for
next week. Marianne Gary is coming, and I told her you got us a sausage maker. She was really excited since she's a vegan. So let's see. We have a fine owner's manual here.
Well, Kevin says it was shipped for free, so that's a good thing.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, we have a nice hand crank here. Oh, it's a hand grinder.
Oh, you're expecting electric?
Well, I didn't know. All right, there's a nut. So there's something for Sybil too. That's good. All right, let's see.
Do you want some help?
Wait. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Got parts. Oh, here's some more parts. What are those for? Anybody ever had one of these before? This is it's actually hard to hold it up where the camera can see it. It weighs like 900 pounds.
Wow.
All right, let's get rid of that.
You got to find a good shelf or table to.
And the silica desiccant. How does this?
No, upside down. 190 from that.
Okay, I'm gonna put this.
It goes on a shelf.
Like that?
No, other way. 90.
Like this.
180. 180 from that.
Well, I can't stand it like that.
That clamp goes on a surface of a desk. Underneath.
Underneath. No. So like this.
Yes.
Now that you said like this. Oh, okay. So all I gotta do is. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is the silliest thing I've ever done on a live show. Okay, so it's not. I might not be able to grind sausage on my desk.
You might want to watch your desk there.
Yeah, no, this isn't going to fit on there. But let's see what else we got in the box. We got some more parts. Got this thing. I don't know what that's for. And all right, I'm going to put my camera back up where it belongs here. There we go. All right, and apparently that's what the meat squish is out of, right?
Depending on the size you want, yeah.
All right. Well,
did it come with any sausage?
No, I don't think so. No, that's everything. We're done with that. It's fun throwing stuff over my back. There was a cat
watch
behind
the
me.
cats.
Yeah, really. All right, Kevin, thank you very much. I'm just gonna, you know what, I know what I could use this for. I could use this to do curls. That's like at the limit of what I can lift. Oh, there's already a thing in it there.
Yeah, that's for your finer meat grinding.
Yes. I wonder if you can make veggie burgers with. Oh, can you see inside there? There's the what do you call? Yeah, the awl. That's what I was going to say, but I wasn't sure that was the right word.
All
right. Well, I'll be going to get me some prime rib and grinding that up for burgers or something, I guess. All right, let me set this down here.
I think when the show goes awry, you just pull that thing out and say, "All right, we're getting ready. We're making the sausage."
All right. Oh, okay. So this goes onto here. And then the nut, which I will call Sybil. There we go. Yes, Sybil, you did help me with my, or at least sympathized with my sticker shock on Starbucks. Does that thing go on there? Okay, I'm serious. I can't hold this thing up. This is too heavy. Okay. Can you control it with an iOS app?
Camera up a bit.
Too low?
Yeah.
Okay. He likes to see George's sign there. Well, Kevin, I hope that was you didn't pay too much for that, but it was the comedic value of that was worth it.
Excellent gift. I fully approve.
I'm serious. My arms are actually tired from doing that. I'm going to use it to do curls. That's absolutely what I'm going to use it for. All right. Oh, the next thing you're going to want to see.
By the way, Mark snuck in.
Mark, hey, guess what? Mark is home and feeling good, and had his transplant and everything doing great. I know he'd never give you good news, so I'll tell you guys. All right, so this is the next. Let's see, meat grinding and exercise. Is it heavy? Why is he asking that? Didn't he hear it? Yep, he's doing great. So here's something you're going to need to refer to on the next section. All right.
Homework?
No, if you guys want to see what I'm talking about.
All
right. So now I'll go right there.
Oh, the link.
Yes. Who I saved. Oh, Kevin, you'll also like that when Steve and I and Denise were all working on the live show stuff this afternoon. She said she was my wingman and she yelled, save, save, save 3 times. So you'd appreciate that.
Wing woman.
Wing woman. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, Steve, can you mute?
You want me to mute?
If you're going to type and make noise, that'd be swell.
Sure, what the heck? I'm going to mute.
You're a big help. Okay, here we go. Last week, I told you about a free diagramming tool called Draw.io that I suggested you could use instead of OmniGraffle. After the debacle with the live show audio, I went back to review the diagram I had drawn of how the show actually is put together. And I realized that I'd made some changes since the last time I updated it. I do the diagram for 2 reasons. One is to remind myself of what I've done because, when you don't refer to it for a while, it's a little bit difficult to remember because it is pretty complicated. But also, when I have to go through the process of drawing it, it makes me review and think through every piece of what I'm doing to make sure that it makes sense. I realized that to edit the diagram I had, I was going to have to launch OmniGraffle. That got me thinking, I should put my money where my mouth was and see if I could reproduce the diagram using Draw.io instead of OmniGraffle. If I could remake that diagram and make it look good and also not find myself swearing at the tool, that would really prove that Draw.io was the tool for me. I enjoyed remaking the diagram so much in Draw.io that I stayed up super late working on it. I had easily and quickly replicated what had taken me far longer on OmniGraffle, and frankly, it was slightly prettier on the free Draw.io, but I became so inspired that I started to improve on the diagram. I added a page of explanation of what I was trying to accomplish. Read that as, what problem are you trying to solve, Allison? Because I thought anyone looking at this diagram might need to understand why each piece was there. Sort of a, what are the goals of this? Then I realized that the single page model with all of the hardware and software listed and the flow of audio and video being all on one page, it was just getting too cramped. So I spread it out onto separate pages. In the morning, I had an epiphany of something else I had forgotten to include. but I was lounging in bed with my iPad Pro, a cat, and a cup of coffee. If I'd done the diagram in Omnigraffle, I would have had to get out of bed and disturb the cat because I never paid the extra $50 for the iPad version of Omnigraffle. But since I was using Draw.io, I was able to easily edit the diagram without upsetting Grace. It wasn't quite as easy as doing it on the Mac, but every bit of the functionality was actually still available to me. I had a blast doing it, and in fact, in the middle of writing up these notes about it, I got all crazy and changed a bunch of the plain boxes into pretty icons representing the tools. You can lose hours playing with diagrams like these. I justify my obsession, though, that if I pay attention to making it look good, it actually tells the story better and makes it clearer. You can see, let's say if I put a picture of a mic there, you know it's a mic instead of having to read it and think. If a line is slightly skewed or doesn't line up quite right, it's going to take your brain out of the moment and the flow of understanding. So getting those lines looking all perfectly, which is easier in Draw.io than Omnigraffle, by the way, is really important. In any case, if you want to see the diagram of the sausage getting made, you can see it now over at the link in the show notes. Or actually in the menu bar of podfeet.com, there's a button that says live show. If you click it I think you have to click it. Right below it pops up a thing saying live show setup. I'm pretty proud of it, so go check it out. All right. My contact lens is driving me nuts tonight. You see me doing that weird eye thing I do? If you see me going like googly eye, it's because I'm trying to get my contact lens to rotate. I have an astigmatism, so if it's not straight, I pretty much can't see anything.
So I just did a quick little check on the YouTube version of your feed.
Yeah.
Because I normally don't look at that. And it's actually less delayed than the one in your homepage.
Well, that doesn't make sense since the one in my homepage is the YouTube link.
Yeah, but there's a delay apparently in YouTube transmitting it or embedding it. Because it is embedded, right? So there's some processing maybe in the embedding. You wouldn't think so, but it's not the same. It's a little interesting, little bit faster. Can anybody I'll put the direct link in the chat room.
Okay.
The direct link to the YouTube video.
I want to get a cat and name it Kevin. All right. Did anybody like my diagram? Nope. Everybody's talking about Mark's dog and cat. Oh, that's fine. Why do I want to name it Kevin? I don't know. I just think it'd be funny. Cat named Kevin? Who names a cat Kevin? All right. Here we go. Oh, maybe that's how it happens. Okay. Steve and I use a Google Hangout on Air to create the video component of the live show. As of September 12th, though, Google will be removing Hangouts on Air out. They're going to take it out of Google Plus and move it over into YouTube Live. It's not any big catastrophe, but it will take some learning by Steve and me on how to do this. This afternoon, we did a practice session from YouTube Live with Denise Crown as our audience. It was a bit meta as we started with a normal Hangout on Air the old way, and I shared my screen so Steve and Denise could help me figure out what buttons to push in YouTube Live to make it go. Denise actually finally cracked the code. She found the button I was looking for. So we dumped that Hangout on Air and started a new one, and it worked perfectly. I'm actually doing the live show as you're hearing this, and it's working perfectly from YouTube Live. The only thing we'll lose is that if you're used to getting an invitation through Google Plus, that doesn't exist anymore. So I won't be able to invite you. What I've always done is just said all the NoZilla castaways, so everybody in the Google Plus community get that invite. On the other hand, maybe it irritated you that I invited you every week, so that's gone and you'll be happier. The good news is the chances of me crashing and burning and creating the live show will go up dramatically for the next few weeks. If you haven't been there before, check it out at podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Lindsay joined us.
Steve, I was
I thought you were done with it.
No, I wasn't.
Sorry. I'll mute.
Hi, Lindsay. Glad you haven't been there before. I'm going to take away your microphone. You know what? I can mute you. I can do that myself.
Try it.
Let's see. Here we go. Actually, I can hide you. Okay, you're muted.
Now I'm unmuted.
Dang it. Okay, what if I do this? I'm going to hide you from the broadcast. Oh, look, he's gone. Oh, darn. I wonder if I can put you back. Can you bring yourself back? Apparently not. If you misbehave, see, can I unmute you? Let me just unmute. Oh, no, I got to show you. Okay, are you going to behave yourself?
I will behave for a minute or two.
Lindsay says, sorry, Daddy-O. I already told Lindsay that if you guys ever find Steve beaten to death with a USB cable or strangled by a lightning cable, it was me.
Or maybe a sausage maker.
No, because I can't lift it high enough to hit you with it. You'd see me coming. You'd hear me coming with all the...
Oh, Lindsay missed the sausage maker. You might want to show it to her.
Oh, jeez. So you know how we always say we're making sausage when we have problems and everybody has to see it? Kevin actually sent me a sausage maker. It's a real honest-to-God meat grinder. You shove the meat in there, and then it weighs like 90 pounds. We got to weigh this thing. So there's a handle you put on here, and then you add a nut named Sybil to it. And then I can't do that left-handed. Anyway, we'll take that off because I'll probably fall out and break my arm. And then sausage comes out. Little tiny sausage or little tiny ground-up meat or big ground-up meat. Now, why would somebody own a sausage grinder or a meat grinder? Can't you just take meat that's already ground up from the grocery store?
No. You take cuts of meat, which include, fat and actual lean meat and combinations, and you mix it all up to get the most out of your meat. That's why hamburger has a little higher content of fat, typically.
Lindsay would like some freshly pressed sausage next weekend.
You're going to get some.
We could try it. Can you? I asked. I told Marianne she's coming to town tomorrow that we'll make her some since she's a vegan. That'd be great.
She will appreciate that.
She wondered whether we could make veggie burgers with it. There's probably easier ways to make veggie burgers, like a food processor, right? Meat from the grocery store is suspect. Who knows what's in it? Your own tastes a lot fresher. Oh, used to grind deer meat. That might be fun. Huh. Well, all right, Steve. Well, what kind of steaks did you get us for tonight? Let's grind them up and make hamburgers instead.
We are not grinding up ribeye.
But ribeye hamburgers? That'd probably be amazing.
No, we're not doing that.
Why not? How about ribeye meatloaf?
Bad use of ribeye.
What am I going to do with this? You know what I'm going to do with it? It's going to go up on the shelf, isn't it? Where's my brick? Why isn't my brick up there anymore?
I could go retrieve it. Where is it?
It's on the floor instead of on the shelf. In honor of the death of the Twit brick house, we should probably put it back up there. So the brick from George. I don't know why we have a picture of Steve's family. Is that our family? I don't know who those people are. I think it's the cousins, right? There we go. There's my Twit brick house brick from George. We got the Podfeet clock, and then Einstein, that's actually a joke to do with my work. What? Oh, jeez. Who said this? I forget. See? It's good stuff. All right. Let's get back to work. I was trying to record when Steve interrupted me. Maybe if I get started now. I've only got a couple more bits. Here we go. Like many others, Leo Laporte and Megan Maroney of iOS Today have been wringing their hands about the possibility that Apple will get rid of their beloved headphone jack. I'm not terribly worried about it because I use the Smart Bean from Antec that I've told you guys about a bunch of times. You plug in any standard headphones into the Smart Bean and it turns them into Bluetooth headphones. Anyway, I decided to make them a little video. They love viewer-contributed videos about the Smart Bean. I did about 20 takes for this dumb little 1-minute video, but finally I nailed it all the way through. Well, if you've ever been to the live show, you will have noticed that from time to time, my cat Ada, named after Ada Lovelace, has a bad habit of jumping up on the back of my chair when I'm recording. Well, she did it when I made that video for Megan and Leo in the one time that I nailed it. So I published it with her in it. It's short and mildly humorous, so I put a link to it in the show notes, and I thought you might enjoy watching it. Or if you watch iOS Today, they said that it should air on Monday. Here's a link. Copy.
Can I talk now?
Yes.
Kevin reminded us that he sent the artificial brick.
I thought he might have. So if you average those two things, they weigh 8 pounds.
The average of the brick and the meat grinder?
Yes, because one of them weighed positively nothing, and the other one weighs 90 pounds. We really should weigh that. Macaroni screech. Okay, let's see.
Oh, Sybil has a twit brick.
Oh, does she?
Left side, 7th tier, first brick.
Left side of, okay.
Of the wall,
there's a couple walls, right?
Well,
there's one big wall with a door.
It's a wall separated by a door, but the bricks go over the door.
I know, but there's also there's bricks on the opposite wall.
There's that little mini wall on the right. Wall. Yeah.
I'm on the right side. Well, I was on the right side of the door. I heard they took them down.
Yeah, and that they're going to transplant them to the new place. I don't think they're up yet.
Yeah.
There was some question whether they could do it. Leo said they can do it.
Yeah, I hope so. All right. I hope they saved him.
He said they were going to. The only thing that makes me
sad is George bought me one and so did Steve, and they never put Steve's up. But you said you were happy because we helped contribute, right?
Yeah.
I think they thought they had already done it because they were fairly similar.
Yeah.
But, all right, here we go. I'm going to cancel. I think sometimes if I've selected the thing that I just recorded, that it causes a problem. So I'm going to start there. We all have times where we really wish we could see the screen of someone we're helping on their computer. There are a lot of commercial options like LogMeIn and TeamViewer, but I wanted to tell you about a couple of free and relatively easy ways to do it. I've been doing a few remote presentations over Skype lately, and it's worked pretty well. We didn't make it to Macstock this year, but with Mike Potter's help, I was able to show my presentation to the crowd and be able to see them at the same time using Skype. First, we launched a video Skype call. You don't have to have a video call going to do screen sharing, but I wanted to see the audience while I talked. I like a little feedback, you know? In the menu bar for Skype, you'll see Conversations. From there, pull down to Share Screen. A dark kind of heads-up display window is going to pop up. It's going to show you the screens you have available to share. It'll ask you to choose which screen to share, even if you have only one. You can even choose from that same pop-up window to share your entire screen or just one window within a screen. Once you select, just hit Start. That actually is a hard part for some people to remember, is to hit the Start button. Anyway, this is one of the features I love about Skype. I use a 15-inch MacBook Pro hooked up to a 27-inch Apple Cinema display, and other applications will share both screens, which makes it impossible for the viewer on the other end to see anything at all. With Skype, I can customize what I want the other person to see. As I mentioned, it's helpful to understand the size of the screen on the other end. If your viewer's on a 9.7-inch iPad, they're not going to be able to see the text from a 27-inch cinema display at full resolution. A quick trip to System Preferences, Displays, and you can lower the resolution of your screen to meet their requirements. Unfortunately, if you start screen sharing first, changing the resolution will stop the screen share. Luckily, it's easy to start the screen share up again, so it's not a huge deal, but I just wanted to warn you so you don't think something is wrong when screen sharing stops after a resolution change. When your screen comes up on the other end, the video from your webcam will become a small box down in the corner of their screen. If you keep Skype up on the screen you're sharing to them, it's going to cause one of those hollow mirror effects where you see like to the end of time. I like to move the Skype window to another screen and then start doing my demo. But remember, I said I wanted to see the audience when I was doing this? Well, Skype is smart enough when you click away from the Skype window to bring up a small heads-up display window showing you the caller on the other end. Now, these heads-up display windows are an interesting thing. You can actually leave that little window on the screen you're sharing, and they can't see it. In fact, to put a screenshot into the show notes of the share screen heads-up display window, I had to actually use my iPhone's camera to take the picture. Screenshots can't see these windows. It's kind of strange. I think it's kind of like trying to see a vampire in a mirror or something. Well, I even tried using ScreenFlow. I thought I'll capture my entire screen and take a clip out of it, but it too was foiled by these unusual windows. Anyway, in the case of Skype calls, it's really handy that it's invisible because you can keep it up on screen and they don't get that hall of mirrors effect. On Chit Chat Across the Pond, Bart and I have done a couple of videos where he shared his screen for the video when he's been demonstrating how he solves the JavaScript challenges. Well, Bart uses Skype to share his screen to me, and I recorded the Skype video call using Call Recorder for Skype from Ecamm Software. It's $30. I knew we'd be taking the resolution down to 720p anyway, so we had Bart set his screen resolution as close as we could get to a vertical dimension of 720, and so did I. This gave us a video that, when viewed at full resolution, looked beautiful with crisp text. Well, Steve and I use the screen sharing option in Skype all the time for helping his family with their tech problems. Once you get them over the hump of using Skype to get help, getting them to tap that screen sharing button is pretty easy. This week, Steve was helping his sister untangle a complicated iCloud account problem on her new Mac. They used the Skype screen sharing and got her sorted out. But then she needed help getting her new iCloud account working properly on her iPad and iPhone. Screen sharing isn't an option in Skype for iOS, but there's a way to do it. With QuickTime on the Mac, you can actually view your iOS device on screen. You plug in your device, launch QuickTime, and choose File, New Movie Recording. When the window opens up, you'll likely see your own face because by default, it shows your webcam as the video input for the new movie recording. But next to the little red recording button is a chevron that, when clicked, allows you to select a different video source, and your iOS device should show up in the list. Once chosen, if you're already doing screen sharing through any other method, your iOS device will be visible to your caller. You don't ever actually make a recording, by the way. This is just a way to view it. I did a clarified tutorial on it. Of course I did. So there's a link in the show notes of how to play content from your iOS device on your Mac. When I did a presentation at the Silicon Valley Mac Users Group with the most awesome Linda Goucher, we played around a lot with a lot of different options of how to do the right screen sharing for that presentation. Back when we first tried it, she suggested using iMessage, or gosh, it might even have been iChat back then. It had to use this really janky connection to AOL Instant Messenger. Well, today there's a much better solution hiding right at your fingertips. In Yosemite, Apple added a feature to its Messages app to allow you to do screen sharing right from within Messages. It's been there for 2 years, but for some reason not highly talked about. Don't feel bad if you didn't know about it. I only found out about it recently. And yeah, Pat mocked me for not knowing, but hey, she didn't tell me about it, so it doesn't count, right? Anyway, open Messages and either start a conversation with the person you want to share with or select an existing message from them. Note that they must be using an Apple ID for this to work, not like their phone. I think it has to be through the Apple ID. In other words, it has to be, well, it might work with phone. I'm not sure. But anyways, they have to be a blue bubble person, not a green bubble person. You know what I mean, right? Anyway, after you hit, next to their name, you hit Details, and you're going to see a map of their location if they're sharing it with you. And below that, you'll see 3 buttons next to their name. The right 2 buttons allow you to start a FaceTime call with them, audio or video, without launching the FaceTime application. That's pretty cool by itself. But the left of those 3 buttons is an icon of 2 rectangles, which is the universal symbol for screen sharing. When you tap on those 2 rectangles, you'll see 2 options. The first is to invite to share my screen, and the second is ask to share their screen. So this is cool if you need to help someone who's maybe not so technical. You can ask to see their screen, and all they have to do is say yes when the request pops up on screen. Either way, when you're doing a screen share, you'll get that double rectangle in your menu bar after you've started it, which is where you'll go to stop the screen sharing when you're done. Now, Messages is easier for sharing than convincing someone to use Skype, but you don't get the option to decide which screen to share. You do get a bonus prize, though. Screen sharing automatically launches a voice session through FaceTime audio, which is pretty cool. Remember, too, if you're using Messages for screen sharing, the QuickTime trick will work just fine to share your iOS device screen. I hope this little walk through the different ways to do screen sharing helps you out as you do tech support for your friends and family, or as you give presentations across the globe. I'm trying to remember, I thought there was something else I learned that was good about using, you can talk now, Steve, using FaceTime. I'm sorry, using Messages. Maybe it's just the audio call was what I was thinking of. I don't remember. Save! Uh-oh, video issues? Maybe she needs a mockingbird. Oh, Kevin, that was worthy of Sybil. Nick says his video's out.
It's been going out intermittently. There was one pause that I saw. It seems to be up.
Eddie's video? Okay, Kevin says he can't hear Steve. That's probably because you weren't talking yet.
I am talking now.
I saw her avatar for about 20 seconds.
That was a little bit ago. I think things are fine now. You were out for a little bit.
Brett said Allison needs to replace her profile picture there with a picture of the sausage maker. That way it's a more accurate depiction of what's going on when the video goes out. Nice. I think you guys are all channeling Sybil. All right. Okay, what's up next? Preview here. Nope, that wasn't it. Let's see. Next is... how everybody's getting more fit and healthy. Oh, dear. That's not good.
People aren't getting more fit and healthy?
No, where's the rest of the article? Uh-oh. Refresh. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, there it is. Whew. I didn't have
possible deletion.
Yeah, it's better. I hear a hairdryer in the next room. No, there's no hairdryer be here.
Is that in your room, Sybil, or on the recording?
Or is it one of your personalities going in the background? If I were one of Sybil's extra personalities, I would do that to her. I would start just making.
So she answered yes, but you asked for two options. So which one is she answering yes to?
She said, Sandy, yes. Whatever Sandy said, your next room. Okay. All right. All right. I'm about to record. Hit mute. Back in the middle of June, we had Bastian Wolf come on Chit Chat Across the Pond to talk about how he got fit and healthy. Then a few weeks ago, Bart came on Chit Chat to talk about how he used technology, specifically the Apple Watch and MyFitnessPal, to finally take off the weight the doctor ordered, or at least he's most of the way there. This discussion has caused an awesome effect on the NoSilla castaways. I've been getting emails and tweets telling me how people have been inspired. Stephen Getz and I have often talked about fitness. I'm a real bore that way. But after Bart was on, Stephen said something wonderful. He said, I like MyFitnessPal because if I don't have enough calories, I can walk around the block and it gives me more. Now, I love that statement because it's exactly the magic of MyFitnessPal. In the app, you enter your caloric intake in a really easy to use interface. And if you allow it access to your health data from your phone or Apple Watch or other fitness device, it can track your calories. You tell it how much weight you want to lose, or, if you're on a maintenance plan, and it simply says, here's your budget, here's what you ate, and here's what you spent in exercise, and here's how much you have left. Of course, Stephen always knew that walking around the block would burn calories, but the simple way that MyFitnessPal explains it makes it obvious that you need to take that walk if you want that cookie. Alistair Jenks wrote a great message. He said, it's amazing how much exercise I get, and he put exercise in quotes, I get by just choosing how to get from A to B. I'm now climbing the 10 flights of stairs in the office about 5 times a week. I enter the foyer, and I hear your and Bastian's voices in my head. I missed my usual walk this lunchtime due to some errands, but I'm already at 3/4 of my activity goal instead of the usual 2/3 at this time. I've climbed the stairs twice today. Sometimes we just need to be reminded that we can take the stairs. I remember years ago, I used to take the elevator down 5 flights of stairs, walk over to the parking structure, take the elevator up 5 flights of stairs, drive over to the gym to go on the Stairmaster. Now, once I heard that voice in my head point out the irony, I started taking the stairs. Thanks, Alistair. That's a great comment. Klaus Wolf also tweeted, it's 8:16 and I'm at 2 of my activity goals already. It's all Podfeet and Bart Bouchard's fault. Bart and I discussed this and we decided we will agree to take the blame here. Pat Dengler's been wanting to lose weight for a long time. Since these discussions, she got going with MyFitnessPal and using her Apple Watch to track exercise, and she's lost 8 pounds so far. That's a lot. That's 3.6 kilograms for you metric people. Now, here's a really interesting bonus prize. She told me that since she's been tracking calories, she's not going out to eat as much, and she's found extra money at the end of every week. How's that for a double bonus prize? Denise Crown said, I credit Apple Watch too and lose it. I must complete my circles. That must complete my circles thing is funny in how compelling it is. I remember the same feeling with Fitbit and those darn steps. My goal was 10,000 steps and I was at 9,950 before I went to bed. You would find me wandering around my house at night trying to get those last 50 steps. I have a testimonial of my own. When Bart talked about his move streak of 100 days on the Apple Watch, I said, I rarely get 7 in a row. I exercise for 45 minutes in the morning and I walk the dog for about an hour or so in the afternoon. I would have told you before this conversation with Bart that I hit my 600 activity move goal usually 5 to 7 times a week. Well, Don McAllister told me about an app called Activity Plus Plus for iOS. It shows really pretty nice displays of your Apple Watch activity. I opened Activity Plus Plus after talking to Bart about move streaks, and I found a statistics section. In there, it said that I had reached my goal only 40% of the time. That would mean I was only hitting it 3 days of the week on average. See how delusional we all are when we don't have real metrics in front of us? Just like we think we can diet without counting calories, carbs, or points and be successful. Even as much exercise as I get and I babble about it to others, I also was delusional. After I discovered that, I started really doubling down on making sure I could keep that streak going. I hit 7 days and I got my happy little badge from the activity app. Then I made 2 weeks and I kept going. Lindsay went into labor and I lost hours of valuable exercise time driving to San Diego. But while she was in labor, I lapped those hospital grounds over and over again to keep my streak going. When Steve and I went back to San Diego to spend a week with her and the baby, of course, it got really hard to keep the streak going. I was away from the gym and my lovely beach for walks. In the relatively cool morning, she really needed us to watch the baby while she got some sleep, so I could only walk in the 85-degree heat. That's 29C for you metric people. But walk I did. I couldn't let that streak die. The hardest day was when I'd come back from walking to the store at around 5 p.m. I'd walked earlier in the day too, and Lindsay, Nolan, and Steve were all on the couch lounging happily, relaxing with beer. They tempted me. But I turned right around and I walked 2 more miles as hard and fast as I could to get those last 200 calories burned and my circle complete. I did have that beer when I got back. I'm now at 43 straight days on completing my move calorie goal, minutes of exercise, and even that pesky stand goal that for some reason is hard for me. Activity Plus Plus now says that I've met my goal 60% of the time it's been tracking me. I'm making progress. The moral of the story is that we all need inspiration, and I have benefited from listening to Bastian and Bart and all of you. Now I have to get away from this keyboard and go for a walk. All righty then.
George joined us.
George? Oh my gosh, George. Okay, I got to show.
Yeah, definitely got to show him the meat. There you go.
Kevin sent me an actual, honest to gosh, I mean, this is actually worthy of something George would have done. An honest to gosh meat grinder. Has a handle too. I got to get this on right. It seems to be, no, it's got to go that way, right? I still can't believe this. This is the silliest thing. George, you got to really appreciate this, right? This is George worthy because George sends the oddest things. But we were talking before you got here. Here's your brick. We made sure it was on display in honor of the absence now of the Twit brick house. She has it upside down again. All right, fine. Oh God. Well, it's because I can't set it down like that. There you go. So you put the meat in here. The ribeye we bought tonight, we're going to turn it into hamburgers.
No, we are not.
Well, then what's the point?
You get some meat scraps. You don't turn nice
scraps. Okay, well, we have leftovers from last night. We have your ribeye from last night, and
that's been cooked.
Oh, that would be kind of gross, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I didn't write anything up about Amazon. Every time I remind you guys about Amazon, everybody does it, and when I forget, nobody does it. All right, I'm gonna just do a quick. I think that's it for all my bits, and we got security bits in here. Whoops. Yeah. Actually, are there any holidays coming up? What's coming up? Labor Day, right?
Yeah, Labor Day is probably the next one.
All right. Are there any? No, there's no Europeans in here probably tonight. Tardy in Tulsa. I love it. I love it.
Kevin is the bee. I assume he means the bomb.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Where's it say Kevin is the? Oh, he's saying Kevin is the bee.
Oh,
IG guy,
as in big. BIG.
I got you. Why are we talking about Scrapple now? Oh, is that when you put leftover meat scraps into one of those things. This is getting gross. All right, here we go. Well, the Labor Day holiday is coming up, and maybe you need a new barbecue or some barbecue sauce. Where do you go to buy those things today? Well, you don't go to the store, you go to Amazon, right? If you go to Amazon to buy stuff, please, when you hear the word Amazon, think podfeet.com. Just go to podfeet.com, click that big orange button that shows it's got a picture Amazon there. Click that, and a small percentage of what you spend in that exact session will go to help the show. By the way, if you put something in your cart and you go away and come back a couple of days later, it doesn't give me credit, but that's okay. At least you tried, right? And if you're from another country, right below that giant banner, there's a little thing that says, I think it says fun with flags or something about other countries. Click on that link and you can get to some other countries if you want to buy through those stores. Now, I have had a lot of fun. I actually got paid by the German Amazon store, and they sent me a check in euro. But the funny thing is, I actually had to open a bank account in order to cash that check. I'm not complaining, but it was kind of an interesting experience trying to find somebody who's like, how do I turn euro into dollars? So anyway, I'm all set up now to get those checks from other countries. So please, if you can do that, it doesn't cost you any extra money, and it puts a little bit of money towards all of the hosting costs for podfeet.com. Should have said podfeet.com, should have said no Silicast, but that's okay. Save. All right, let's go find some. Oh, we need the security bits music. You can talk and entertain. Scrapple and fried eggs. What about spam? Can I make spam with this?
That's probably a trademarked food item. You have to get the special ingredient. Actually, wait, I think I've heard that they publicize their ingredients.
Oh, do they?
I'm not sure that's true. Does the chat room know? Well, the ingredients are on the can.
Are they?
But yeah, they're not too many. Like 3.
Don't tell Kevin and George that. One of them's going to send me the
can of spam.
No. They're going to send me the ingredients.
The raw ingredients.
And that's what I picture that happening. Don't you think?
Could happen.
All right, let's do this now. Drop you in right there, and then we'll go find some security bits. All right, where's
George is dog sitting a dog named Spam.
Is he really?
Sometimes turning him into sausage has appeal. Oh, George. Not a well-behaved dog, apparently.
Okay, I hope this is the right security bits. All right, let's try this. I think that's the right one. I didn't rename it. I was worried something was wrong with the recordings. The problem Dan helped me with. So you remember during the live show, the problem I had was that I couldn't hear things when I did playback. But when I fixed that problem, I caused a problem that I heard everything twice when I was recording with Bart. And it was really strange because anything I played back in Amadeus Pro would play twice. But if I played it back in Audacity, it would be fine. And that was actually the piece that Dan helped me with. So let's see, security bits, music, make another track. What are you doing now, dear?
George describes spam as overly loving. So we're having a discussion about what that means exactly.
Overly loving?
Yeah. I'm thinking it's like snots on Christmas Vacation, but I'm not sure.
Jeez. All right. What happened to this? All of a sudden, this looks like the audio levels are super low. Let's see. Crank you up. Okay, we'll go back to here. All right. Let's hear how that sounds. Let me pull the intro music up. There you go. It puts a little bit of money towards all of the hosting costs for podfeet.com. Move you up, move you up. No. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, an exception was raised. Oh, that's a nice error. Undo, HS undo manager is an invalid state. Undo was called with too many nested undo groups. I think I'll save. What do you think? Uh-oh, I got to stand. I'll lose my credit here. all of the hosting costs for podfeet.com. I like that music. Good head bouncing, Steve. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's all right. I'm going to have to bring that over a little bit. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits with Bart Busschots. So we got a day of gloom today, or is there any good news on the horizon?
We end with some palate cleansers. How's that?
Okay. All right. So that sounds good. Now let's go find the outro.
That's all we get? Nothing?
Well, it's 10 till.
We can give it like a minute or two.
You think?
Plus, I'd like to check his audio levels.
Well, it's oh, look at that. That's interesting.
Not to us.
Nope, probably not. That's too bad for you. No,
you can share your screen.
No, it's just I was dragging the audio in a way I'd figured out last time, and I realized I can just keep dragging off screen, and it's actually moving it beyond what the section I can view. Up above, I can see the entire path, and I can drag beyond it. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, Denise. Bookmark Allison's Amazon link, called it Alamazon. Oh, that's awesome. I like it. Okay, so you want to hear a little bit of this? So we got a day of gloom today, or is there any good news on the horizon?
We end with some palate cleansers. How's that?
Okay, that's the best we can get some days, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the point of this segment is not to tell everyone that it's great, because that would be lying.
Well, I like the ones where here's the problem, here's what you do about it. That's okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff got pushed into suggested reading because I couldn't make it fit that model.
Okay.
So important security updates. The big one to mention is just that Patch Tuesday has been and gone with a whole bunch of important security fixes from Microsoft for Windows, IE, Edge, Office, and Skype. So
Skype for OS X also?
Didn't notice one here, actually. It may just be a Windowsy one. It may, yeah.
Okay.
I noticed.
Look.
Basically, if you have a Microsoft product, open it up. If it asks you to update it, say yes. That's basically what you have to do. That's really all that crossed my radar in terms of security updates. So then we're into security news. The first one is more bad news for Android folks. Something called Quad Router, which again, you have to have a fun name, as in this is router as in getting root on a device, not router as in what you call a router.
Okay.
So these are 4 bugs in the Qualcomm firmware that run about 900 million Android devices, and they allow attackers to root the device from basically elevate privileges, get root. So there's 4 bugs, hence it's called Quad Router. 3 of those 4 have been patched, and there is a patch on the way for the 4th. But of course, all Android users are at the mercy of their vendors and carriers in order to actually get those patches.
Now, why would this one, since it's a firmware update, that's more related to the hardware, right? That's not in the Android operating system?
Well, it is. I mean, your drivers are in the OS, right? Where are they get? They're getting them from the Android open source part.
I was just
and
hoping for a
Qualcomm,
loophole.
No, afraid not. No, and Qualcomm are in a lot of Android phones. Like Qualcomm are, they're doing really well out of the whole Android thing. And on the whole, their chips are nice and fast and stuff. But in this case, their firmware let them down. There has also been a bug found in the Linux kernel, and this is kind of an odd bug. So there's a very new addition to the very old TCP protocol that was designed to make things more secure. And as inevitably happens when you try to tinker with something that's old and has basically had all the bugs knocked out of it, when you tinker with it, you add bugs back in. And so Linux were the first to put this new technology into their OSs. So this technology does not even exist in Windows, and it does not even exist in OS X, but it does exist in the Linux kernel, and that means it exists in Android. What this new technology is supposed to prevent is people spoofing TCP connections, and what it actually allows is the spoofing of TCP connections.
Come on.
I know. This is how these things go, right? We try to make it more secure. We make a slight boo-boo. So if the connection is encrypted, then obviously, by nature of how encryption works, an attacker can't inject content into the connection. However, it will cause the connection to just break because garbage data will arrive at the other end. The other end will go, and just drops the connection. So for HTTPS, TLS, all those good secure things, the effect of this bug is simply denial of service. So you can just make someone's connection drop. Which, okay, it's
not the worst.
Not the worst, but not nice.
Mm-hmm.
However, on an unencrypted connection, the attacker can, from anywhere in the world, inject content into the stream. Which means if that stream is a web page, you could inject some JavaScript into it to do all sorts of nasty stuff.
Well, not many web servers on the internet run Linux, right?
See, this is a really unfortunate part.
Okay, my hands are all covered with grease now because I was playing with that thing. All right, that's enough fun. Let me move.
No more fun for you.
No fun for you. All right, so I think I'll start right there. Oh, Dan, this is so much easier to use Amadeus now that the insertion point and the playhead stick together. That makes me so happy. I love it.
So has Dan solved 2 problems now?
Oh, yeah. Dan rocks. Dan helps me with stuff all the time.
Right. High five for Dan.
High five. High five. Okay. Remind me to turn on the audio for that in just a second. Here we go. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Do not. Tesla.
You want me to go retriever?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
She got the shakeout. I think she's good for another 5-10 minutes.
Good. I should be all right. All right. That's wrong. All right. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Do not forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com. You can follow me on Twitter @podfeet. Check out the NosillaCast Google Plus community at podfeet.com/Google Plus and our Facebook group at podfeet.com/Facebook. If you want to join in the fun of the live show and see me grinding sausage, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. She just wanted to be noticed. Yeah, she's feeling neglected. Poor baby. All right. I was glad to see Kyle playing with Dodger today. Figure he's pretty much second fiddle these days. Let's see.
Stay patched and stay safe.
That up.
Do my best, and until next time, stay patched and stay safe.
Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Do not forget to send in your dumb questions. All right. His audio sounds spectacular. Questions, comments, and suggestions by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com. You can follow me on Twitter @podfeet. Check out the NosillaCast Google Castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed.
Is Bart still using that mic we sent him? COU1.
I don't think we sent him we sent one to Mark.
No, we sent one to Bart. Well, we may.
What did we send? We sent one to Mark. Mark bought one. Prairie Home Companion sausage making episode. Definitely. Yeah, let me check. I want to check these intersections.
Mark's still here. He can tell.
Well, the hosting cost for podfeet.com. Okay, that one looks good. Doing these backwards. Actually, I should start at the beginning because if I find anything wrong, I got to fix them at the end. All right. So intro looks. What happened? Intro. Okay, and this is security bits itself. Whatever, security bits. There you go. All right. Okay, so that's good. I did these kind of, it's working so much better with that playhead and insertion point combined. I just can't even. I was ready to ditch Amadeus Pro.
It's better for us too. We heard about that at least 2 or 3 times a show. Less sausage making, but
yeah. Oh yeah, Mark says he did buy one from us. Which one did you buy from us? I'm pretty proud of it, so go check it out. Steve and I use a Google. Okay, that one. Check this one. I thought you might enjoy watching it. 5:59. Or if you watch iOS Today, they said that it should air on Monday. We all have times where we really... Okay. Testing audio. Why do I have a reminder? In 60 minutes, testing audio changes. Did you tell me to do that, Steve?
No.
Presentations across the globe.
I got to recharge your lights notification.
Back in the middle. I just got one that said testing audio changes across the globe.
I didn't do that.
Okay. Helps you out as you do tech support for your friends and family, or as you give presentations across the globe. Back in the middle of June, we had Bash. Is that too long? It's not bad. Not worth changing all the other ones. This one's bad too. To Bastian and Bart and all of you. Now I have to get away from this keyboard and go for a walk. Well, the Labor Day... Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, sounds good, guys. It is 6 o'clock. We are done. I am going to export this show and bounce document to new file. Everything Dan has taught me. Man, you rock, Dan. You've been such a big help. All right, this was a fun live show. Thanks for coming, everybody. Nice to have you in there, Lindsay. I know you've had family here all this week. I wasn't sure that you would make it in, but I appreciate it. Anyway, if they're still there, say hi to Nick. All right, Steve. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Oh, I have to unmute. Good night, Gracie.
Did you actually throw a cat in here, by the way? I saw you come throw something in here.
Yeah, it was a cat. It was Gracie.
Which one? Oh, it was Gracie.
Gracie. Where is she?
Oh, she didn't come over. Ada's here, though. All right, guys.
Good night, Ada.
Bye, everybody.